Hey, what's up guys? Soldier Knows Best here. So I have the new Apple Smart Battery Case that's available for the iPhone 11, the 11 Pro, and this phone, the 11 Pro Max. And this is a case that most people don't even need to buy. And I'm not saying this because this case sucks. This is actually one of my favorite battery cases because it actually feels premium. It doesn't have like the hard plastic that most of the cases have. So it's a really nice feel when you do pick it up and hold it because they have a soft touch silicone exterior. And for a case with this size battery inside of it, I think they did a really good job distributing that extra bulkiness. And at the top, it still remains skinny, but down towards the bottom, it still has some junk in the trunk. And actually that makes me sound old because do people really say junk in the trunk anymore, or is it just calling something thick? I think I should have just called it thick. But anyway, the case feels good and it still fits in my pocket with no issues. And the only downside to this material is that it does scuff up easy and they do show up on this case, but it does wipe off pretty easy as well. So you just need to take a microfiber cloth or just something that's a little damp, wipe it off, and it's just like new. And when it comes to getting your phone in and out of a battery case, I think Apple has the best execution of that action because you simply bend the top of the case backwards and then you slide your phone in and then you bend that part back on top of the phone. And just like that, it's in there. And I don't have to worry about my phone getting scratched up or anything like that because it isn't like hard plastic, as I mentioned before. So everything is kind of soft on the inside as well. Now, up to this point, you may be thinking that I've seen this case before, and that's because you have, because this case is almost identical to the one that came out last year. And so when you look at them side by side, they look very similar. And then when it comes to extra battery life that you're going to be getting with this case, it's very similar to last year's because Apple says you can expect to get up to 50% longer battery life. But of course, that's going to be dependent on how you're using your phone. And this case still maintains those really good buttons from last year, so it's really easy to press in on the volume buttons and also to the power button. And some battery cases are just a little too stiff for my liking. But when you turn the phone over and then you look at the power button and then just start to go down a little bit further, you start to see an extra button this year. And this is a dedicated camera button that Apple has added. And I like it because it makes it easy to launch the camera no matter if your phone is off or on. And no matter what app that you're in, once you press that button down for just a second, it will activate the camera. Now, one thing I did wish is that they did move this up just a little bit because the placement of it now is really geared towards when you're using the phone in landscape mode. Because when you're holding the phone in portrait mode, your thumb is up towards the power button. And so you kind of have to reach down a little bit to activate this button. But if you are planning to take a picture in landscape, once you rotate it, your index finger is kind of right there in place in order to press the button and now take a picture. And I don't know, I just think that when I see pictures online, I see mostly portrait pictures. So I just think that they should have had that button in the placement to when you're holding your phone like this, so you can press it and just be ready to go. But that's a minor complaint. But one other good thing about this button is that when you press and hold down on it, it will activate the new quick take feature, which allows you to go ahead and start taking some video. And then when you release your finger off of the button, it will stop recording. And so besides this button, there's really nothing new about this case to point out. It still has that lightning port at the bottom so you can charge the case and the phone at the same time, but it will prioritize charging the phone instead of the case when you are doing that. And this case is also Qi wireless capable, so most Qi wireless chargers will be able to charge the case and the phone at the same time as well. And you can still monitor the battery levels and the charging of this battery case all throughout iOS 13. So why do I say most people don't need this case? Well, the reason I say that is because the battery life of the iPhone 11, the 11 Pro, and especially the 11 Pro Max is just insane. It's really good. And this is the first phone where I'm like around 95% sure that when I start my day with at least around 80% of my battery, I can get through the entire day with this phone without having to charge it. So if you have one of these newer phones, you may find that to be the case with you. So why would you ever need this battery case? Well, again, I can see some people using this, especially if you travel a lot. And I do travel a lot, so that's one of the main reasons why I got it. And if you're going to be doing something like all day travel where you wake up in the morning and because you're at the airport or on the plane, you may be using your phone even more than usual, it's good to have a case like this because this will allow you to get to your destination and still hit the ground running without having to try to find an outlet somewhere or carry around a portable charger. But then even if you're just doing domestic plane travel, you won't even need that case because this phone can last you just a regular day. But I'm thinking like maybe if you're doing international travel where you're going to be on a plane plane for like 10 hours or so, and then you count those hours that you spent at the airport before, and then afterwards, this case can definitely come in handy. But if you are one of the ones that are thinking about getting one of these new iPhones and also picking up this case alongside that, I will definitely recommend just trying to use the iPhone for the first week or two without this battery case, just to see how awesome the battery life is. But if you do decide to get it anyway, I think most people will be happy with it, and it's available right now and it costs $129. But these are my thoughts about the new Apple Smart battery case for the iPhone 11. Leave your comment down below and let me know what you think about this, and also be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for my channel if you want to, of course. But like always, I do want to thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.